Good morning, Floss Tube. This is Dina, and I'm back for my update for the month of September. I have quite a bit of information to share with you today, so we'll just jump right in. First and foremost, I wanted to say a big thank you for my subscribers, my returning subscribers, and new subscribers. Last I checked, I was beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm getting upwards near 1,000. I'm still 25 away from 1,000 subscribers. So if you know anyone who might be interested in subscribing to a channel, tell them to jump on board, because when I hit 1,000, I want to do a really nice giveaway. And that is, of course, if I hit 1,000. But I just want to thank you all so much for sticking here with me, for coming and looking at my videos and spending time with me. I've said this before, but it is very, very true, and it is how I feel. You have so many opportunities to watch other people out there, and the fact that you would take the time to visit with me is quite an honor. So I appreciate that, and I just wanted to say thank you again for choosing to spend some time watching my update and visiting with me. I hope you're stitching. I hope you have your favorite beverage that you allow when in your stitching area, and I hope that you'll enjoy our visit today. So September has been an extremely busy month, and because of that, I have, for an unusual thing for me now, I have notes, and I will want to follow them fairly closely because I don't want to leave anything out. But September has been full of meetups and traveling. It's been a change in my schedule because our women's Bible study started back up at church, and I'm very involved in that. That takes time. And I've participated in a lot of sales this month and have had a grand time doing that, and I'll tell you about that as we go. And then I've joined two new sales that are starting, one on October 1st and the other in January of 2017, and I want to tell you about those as well. So let's just take them in order, shall we? First of all, I'll tell you a little bit about my meetup and traveling. I ran into a person in a restaurant recently who was checking out as I was coming in, and it turned out it was a friend that I had known in another town close by, but had not seen for about 16 years. But I recognized her and she recognized me, and it was just joyous to see each other again. And we talked for a brief time and exchanged phone numbers, and since then we've met for lunch a couple of times. And I'm happy to report that she is a fellow stitcher. She hasn't been able to stitch a lot. She has some health issues, but she would like very much to get started back again doing some stitching. So at the end of this month, after she's through with a bunch of their year-end processes where she works, we're going to try to get together and have a stitching time together. So I'm excited about that. I'm happy to reconnect with a friend I've known from the past, and also the fact that she still wants to stitch is wonderful. So that was really fun. Then the second meetup I wanted to mention is that I had one of the ladies that I met through the Bible study at our church has a daughter who is in her 30s, and she has just relocated back to this area, and she is an avid stitcher. She stitches every day. And we talked about it. We met at a bunco game and we talked about it and made a date to stitch. And so on the 14th of September, we got together at my house and we stitched for several hours, got acquainted. It was great fun, and just, it was amazing how quickly we could get comfortable with each other and talk about our cross-stitching experiences and what we liked, patterns we liked, and things of that nature. You know, it's just so easy to make friends when you share an interest so that you care so much about. And that was great, great fun. So I enjoyed that stitching day. And then I had a wonderful surprise. And some of you who are on Facebook have already seen post about this. But Talia, her channel name is Covered in Cat Hair, had a giveaway, and I won the giveaway. And so when we were communicating back and forth privately, messaging each other to exchange my mailing address and things of that nature, because she was going to mail me her giveaway, she wrote me back in surprise and found out that she lives about 20 minutes from me. We were in the same area and did not know it. We've been watching each other's channels for quite some time, but you're always careful to not reveal too much about where you're located, just for safety. And so we both knew we were somewhere near each other in the same state, maybe, but we didn't know we were in the same town almost. Our towns are right next to each other. And more than that, Talia actually works in the town I live in. So we decided that was just too good to be true, and we would meet in person. Talia wanted to give me my prize in person so we could meet each other. So we did. We set a time and a place, and we met up together for breakfast before she had to go to work. And I'll show you my prize because I'm so proud of it. Talia started out with a prize of a lavender and lace pattern that you could choose from a group that she had. And this was what I chose, the Nantucket Rose. I've been eyeing this for some time, had it on my wish list, and when I saw it in her stack, I was thrilled that it was there. I was actually torn between this pattern and another pattern, and this one won out, and so I got that. But in her video, after her announcement of her giveaway and before she selected her winner, she announced that she had the good fortune of getting another lot of patterns from eBay or from a private seller, and she was going to sweeten the pot of her giveaway and add another pattern. And so when she found out that I was the winner, she contacted me and said, for your second pattern, I would like for you to choose it. So I quickly just went back and grabbed the one I had been having to choose between when I chose Nantucket Rose. So this is Guardian Angel, and I was tickled to death to be able to get that from Talia. But she didn't stop there. She had another surprise for me. So when we met up and she gave me the two patterns, she had another surprise for me. She had fabric. This is 28 count platinum linen, and it's a 24 by 27 piece. It's a huge piece, and on it she had this beautiful Paris, there we go, needle minder. Isn't that lovely? It's elegant. It's just so pretty. So I actually thought she had grabbed it up by mistake when she grabbed up her patterns to give me. And I tried to tell her that she had given me that by mistake. And Talia has the sweetest grin, and she just grinned at me and said, no, that's for you. So Talia, what a fabulous package, a wonderful giveaway. But the real gift of the whole thing was getting to meet her in person. Oh, such a sweet lady and so much fun. We talked for an hour. She had to rush into work. I think she had 3 minutes to spare when she got there. We weren't far from her office to make that easy, but that was a wonderful treat for me. And to get to meet someone that I've watched on Floss too was quite fun, and I just wanted to share that with you. So again, Talia, thank you for the wonderful giveaway, and thank you for meeting me. And I'm looking forward to when we can get together again, when you can get maybe a little off that crazy schedule. She works all the time. Okay, so the next big event in my life was my husband decided to ride his bicycle in a huge bike ride in Dahlonega, Georgia, which is a 100-mile ride over 6 mountain tops. And he's done it several times. And what that did for me is it allowed me to travel with him up into that area of Georgia. And we got a hotel room in Gainesville, Georgia. And there is a stitcher that lives in a town nearby, close enough to drive to. And I've met her before at when the Georgia Stitchers get together. So I messaged her and said, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. Might you be available to stitch for a while and while my husband's bike riding? So Janet Coker said, yes, I can do that. And she drove over to Gainesville and actually stitched with me Sunday for several hours. We had a ball. So we talked and stitched. We even went to lunch together. So this month has been one of the nicest months I've ever had regarding stitching because of the people that I got to spend time with. So again, this community is awesome. The people in it are awesome. And I just am so grateful that I'm a part of it. Thank you all for accepting me in and supporting me. And so it's wonderful. I encourage you to reach out to stitchers near you. I know Abby has done that and has gotten a huge group together to come and stitch with her. And I just think that is a wonderful idea. Hello, here is my stash portion of my video today. I ordered a couple of things from Abby Bella Stitch. These are the small containers that Abby has been selling to put your thread heaven in. And I got these because I'm going to split my thread heaven in half, put half in each container, and there I will have one for home and one for my travel bag. And Abby, thank you so much. Look what she sent me. She included a needle minder. I'm so excited. I don't have very many needle minders. And look at this. This is what's on the back. A clear, round stone on the back of the magnet. So here's Abby's website. If you can read that. Facebook.com groups/Bella Stitch, or you can get her at bellastitch@gmail.com. But go check out her group on Facebook and join it, and then you can see all the beautiful things that she makes. And thank you, Abby. I love it. It's wonderful. That was a big surprise. I didn't know that was coming. And the next thing I got, I just need to give a shout out to a sweet stitcher that I met recently at the Georgia Stitchers meetup. And her name is Kelly, and she found out that I was a big fan of Teresa Wentzler. And she was going to put some things on Stash Unload. And she mentioned that she had a couple of Teresa Wentzler patterns. Would I like them? And we talked about it, and I offered to purchase them from her. And she said, oh no, it's just a couple of things. I'll mail them to you. Well, Kelly, you are a sweet, sweet dear. This is what I got. This is an entire book. The Best of Teresa Wentzler. So I have in this book, let me show you, all of these. And I'm sorry for the glare. See if I can change it a little bit. There we go. Okay, here's the carousel. There's day and night on here. And Rapunzel is in the middle. There's the castle. There's Cinderella. And then there's the beautiful mythical creatures, unicorn. And then we've got the winter sleigh that's being flown. Just beautiful pieces. Some of these I was very familiar with. Some I was not. This is the second one that I got. I have one dragon. So this was the dragon I did not have, and my son loves dragons and Asian pieces, and I think this will be a beautiful one to do for him at some point. I'm very excited about that too. So again, Kelly, thank you so much. You are such a dear. I appreciate it more than I can say. Kelly is also going to do Firefly Fairies at some point, and I told her I would gift her my pattern because she has been so kind to me with her Teresa Wentzler patterns. This is my other haul that I've gotten. This is a Stoney Creek pattern. It's Christmas Banners 6. And you've got Meet Me Under the Mistletoe with your moose. And then you've got Let the Good Times Roll with your Mr. Gingerbread there on a piece of peppermint that looks like he's doing a log roll there. So cute. And these were advertised on the website on a band, a pretty little band, Ada band. So I ordered a red and white 12-inch cut band. This is what they recommend to do these on, so I can try one and see how I like that. So that came in this week, and that's my haul portion of the video. All right, let's talk about sales and show you my whips, okay? First, I'll tell you the first sale I participated in the month of September was the Stitch Mania sale of Imagination. It was a month-long sale, and I worked on 2 pieces for that sale. I worked on my Firefly Fairies, and I worked on Sleeping Beauty. And I'll insert a picture of Firefly Fairies for you here because I have it on my lap frame, my lap stand, and I don't want to keep taking it on and off. So if you don't mind, I'll just insert a picture of my progress here and let you see what I've been working on. I may show you a before and after picture. Now, I'd like to show you Sleeping Beauty. I had a couple of times that I was able to work on this during the month, but only a couple, so it's not as much progress as I would like. But again, I just thoroughly enjoy this piece. I say it every time. So I'm going to show you what I did. I worked on both sides of it this time. I worked on this side, if you'll notice, there are new flowers and a blue that I believe is a sash on her dress. I'd have to go back and look at the pattern, and I'll show you the pattern here in a minute. And over here, I finished the flowers coming down the side, and actually, if you can see it in there, started on the bedpost. So I'm almost to the point where the picture will meet going from side to side. I can go across and it'll meet up. And so then I can just start working on it all the way down. I'm very excited about this. It's going beautifully. I know Kate and 2 others, Judy, and there was another lady who joined us as well, but I haven't heard from her since then, and I haven't had permission to say her name, so I won't. But we are working on this sort of as a stitch along, and but this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. So you can see I've now done that part right there that's blue, and I've done this part of the bedpost. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm about ready to hit this all the way across, which ought to be interesting. So that's moving along, making progress. The next sale that started in the month of September was my Smoky Mountain Christmas sale, and this was started by Natasha Bentley, and there's a Facebook group that she has put out there that's called Smoky Mountain Christmas Sale, and you have to request to join, but we'll add you immediately. And she has Vanna Pfeiffer and myself as admins on that with her, so between the 3 of us, you get approved pretty quickly, I think. And we had, last time I checked, 132 members that are wanting to do this piece. And they're starting it as soon as they can. Some have to get it kitted up. Some have to finish a project they're working on to have space in the rotation. But 132 people are working on this one, so that's pretty exciting. It's a popular piece. It's very pretty. This is Smoky Mountain Christmas, and I just think it's lovely. The color palette is beautiful. It's a just a sweet picture with those bears there and the Santa holding the puppy dog. That's what got my heart when I first saw it. And I've been working on this for a little while, so if you've seen any of my prior videos, you've kind of seen where I've been with it. So I'll show you where I am now. This is my Smoky Mountain Christmas. And you can see now I've gotten the whisper thread in the beard, and I've gotten the coat almost finished. On that last little bit there where the big star is on the side. I hope you can see that okay, because I can't see what you're seeing. And I'm working on my way across. My guess is that I am about halfway across the picture. I'm not sure I'm halfway through with the stitching, because the sleigh that's starting right here at the bottom, you can see part of the sleigh there that's beginning, it's full of toys, and then the woods are above it. So I think there's a lot of stitching left, so it might not be quite halfway there, but I'm getting there. It's going very well. It's fun, you know, to have other people working on it. We've shared lots of ideas and questions, and there are multiple copies of the pattern. There's apparently one publication and maybe another group that published it, or I'm not sure how that works, but there's different sources for the pattern. And so some of the patterns call for half stitches in this background up here in the sky. My pattern called for full crosses, which is what I did. But I've noticed in a lot of the ladies working on it, their pattern actually calls for half stitches there. So that ought to help them get through that part much quicker, you know, than I did. Cross. Oh, here we go. Floss tube nose. Okay, so then on that started on September 4th. I'm not sure I told you that, but it's open. You can join it. No problem about coming in late. On September 5th, there was a magazine or book sale, and this was just a kind of a one-day sale. And so I did that sale, and I stitched an ornament. I'm going to a stitching retreat in November, again this year, in Sevierville, Tennessee. And one of the things we're going to do for that retreat is an ornament exchange. So I had to work on an ornament for that, and I combined that with the magazine and book sale, and I did an ornament out of one of my old magazines. And it's actually quite pretty, but I can't show you because some of the people that are going to the retreat, I happen to know, watch my channel, and I don't want to ruin the surprise for them. But I will tell you, it's a beautiful ornament. It used specialty stitches that I had never done before, so that was fun for me, and I loved it. So I'm excited about that, and I hope the person who receives it likes it, and I will try to capture a reaction to that if they'll let me. So, you know, you have to be careful when you're filming other people. They may not want to be on camera. But the retreat is full already, and I'm thrilled to know that, but I'm sad because some other of the Georgia Stitchers were thinking about going, and when they tried to register, it was already sold out. So it's a popular time to go, of course, to the Smoky Mountains in November. Then on the 9th of September, I actually was participating in 2 sales at one time. There was a weekend rush with Cross Stitch Finish Line that started on the 9th and ran through the 11th. And then I was also participating in a Stitch Through the Night with Cross Stitch and Discuss. One of my Georgia Stitcher friends, Stitch in May, organized that and had invited me to do that. And I've never stitched all night long, so I thought, other than a retreat, so I thought that would be fun. And we talked a bit about it and decided we would Skype. So it was the first time I'd Skyped, and it was the first time I Skyped with a stitcher. So we Skyped and stitched through the nights. She was able to get started with me about 10 or 10:30, and I had been stitching a little bit, you know, just waiting on her to get home and get her child to bed and all that. And am proud to report to you I made it to 3:30 in the morning. I was done at that point. I was stitching in my sleep. So it was a great first stitching through the night, and I will do that again. I think that was a lot of fun. And of course, being a weekend rush, that really helped a lot, because on the weekend rush, you're counting your stitches to get your name in a drawing. So that helped a lot. And while we were doing that, I decided to work that night for both sales on Cat Love. This is going to be a gift for a friend who owns about 5 or 6 cats. And at some point in her life, she's had one, I think, of every one of these colors. So that's why I picked this one. And I'm planning on making it into a tote bag or something like that. So I've used the stiff Ada in this project. So on the first weekend rush, which was on the 9th through the 11th, I worked on this, and I did the orange striped cat. That was the one I did that weekend. Then when I did the next weekend rush on 9/23, I did 2 cats. I worked really hard on that to get that V in there. I did the black cat and the little gray striped cat. So this piece has been really helpful to do my weekend rushes with, because as you can tell, it would be easy to count these stitches. This is an easy stitch as far as simple. I will be doing some background around the cats just to do the window, and then finish that up when I'm done. But I have 3 more cats to do, so I'm hoping to use that again, maybe for another weekend rush before I finish it. Then on 9/26, we had the cross stitch finish line sale, Know Your AB. Now I know my ABCs, and it was letter D, and I'm using this whip for that sal, and I just use it every time that I work on that sal. So this time I was able to do a few more of the letters, and then I worked my way up, did the hair of the little girl so I could align it better, but I got my big D right here done. But this is where I am on that, working my way from the middle out. That's how I started that. So got that done for that sal. So if you've been counting, the number of sals that I did were 7. And I had a goal when I started the month, when I planned out my calendar for that month. My goal was to do at least 6. I had put 6 on my calendar. So the stitching through the night was my additional sal that I hadn't planned on, and it was just so much fun. So much fun. So I mentioned at the beginning that there were 2 sals that I would be starting coming. These are like forward plans. So I will, I'll go ahead and tell you about those now. So the first one is with the Soulful Stitching Sisters group, and it starts October the 1st. It's a Facebook group if you're interested, and the goal there is to make the coming year from October 1 to the end of 2017 a year of whips. It's designed to help those of us who have gotten more whips than we might feel comfortable with. Some of you who have lots of mania starts still, you know, that you've been working on. It's to help you get progress on your whips and to get some of them finished. So the idea, you need to go and join the group, and Melanie Watkins has put this together, and you'd have to go and look at her video where she tells you all the rules, because they're not typed out anywhere. You have to watch her video, but I'll give you a brief description. This may not be everything you need to know, but it would give you an idea so you could decide if you want to join up or not. You have to hurry and do it before the 1st. But what you do is you pick the whips that you want to include in your year of whips that you're going to be accountable for. And your idea is that you do either an album on the Facebook group, or you do a little video if you're someone who has a channel and makes videos, showing your whips and telling which ones you're going to work on. Now, I did my video. I've already uploaded it, and I did that on the 22nd of September, and I only had 8 whips. That's all I had. You know, I started FlossTube in January 23rd of this year, and I started making my videos. And at that point in time, I think I was a 1 whip at a time person. And now I had 8. It was just amazing. We are very addictive when you get into this. Then I realized that because of some other things going on, I had a whip I had started for a gift with Cross Stitch and Discuss. They're having a winter exchange, and I had signed up for that, and I'm making a cross stitch item for that person, and I can't share it here, but I can at least let you know that's what I'm working on. That's whip number 9. And then I decided I had another sal that was going to start on the 1st of October that was a it's a sal for starting a new Christmas or holiday, you know, themed piece. It has to be a new piece. So I had decided that I was going to do Teresa Wentzler's Nativity for that. It'll be the first Teresa Wentzler I've done in a very, very long time because of all those blended threads. So I was kitting it up, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and start it first thing on the 1st. I may even start working on it beginning late on the last day of September the 30th. And then go ahead and work on it on the 1st. But I want it to be a whip as of the 1st, but I want to start it on the 1st to be with both sals. So I'm kind of squeezing that timetable as close as I can. So that brought me up to 10, and I believe the minimum number that you really needed to participate was 10. And then if you get at least half of your whips that you've designated for the year of whips finished, you get I think you get your name put in for a prize, for a drawing of some kind. If you get all of them finished, I think you're automatically in for a prize. I may be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. I have to go back and watch the video again. It was a lot to absorb in one video. But I have decided, and I have listed in my video that I'm working on all the whips you've seen today, plus a couple more. So the ones you haven't seen so far, I'll go ahead and show you. This is one of my whips I've been working on, and it's in that sal as well. And this is Beach Babies. You've seen this if you've been watching my channel. And I've made a little bit of progress on it. My goal was to complete this space between the 2 little girls and start on the second girl. So that is what I have done. I've gotten all the way down to the bottom on that little corner, and now I'm starting to move over and have started the second little girl, and I've got all of her skin done and her hat. So we're moving along on that one. So that's in that same sal as well. Then the other part of this sal is, or this challenge is what I think they're calling it, is you get a postcard pal. And this is someone that you are to, you know, write and encourage throughout the year. And Melanie pairs you up when you sign up, and she's done that. And so my postcard pal is Lucy, and she lives in Taiwan. And I decided that I would start sending her postcards this week, and so I've picked one out, and I'll be sending that to her, so I'm excited about that. But one of the other whips that I have to share with you that will be part of my year of whips was one I had to start. I had planned on starting this anyway in November for a Halloween sal, and I will still work on this one for that, or I'm sorry, in October, and I will work on it for that time frame for that sal, but so it'll count for both. But this is Bewitching. I think that girl is adorable. She's got the prettiest face. And I went ahead and started it so it would be a whip, and I got a little bit in. This is just her hat, the beginning of her hat, but it's enough stitches in there that it's would be considered a whip. So I've got that going. Then the other whip that's part of my 10 is the Home of a Needleworker. I have done just a little bit of work on this when I've gone to my stitching meetups. So I want to just show you my progress on that, and get my thread out of the way here. There we go. So this is how far I've gotten on that, just getting started really. And I want you to see this little needle minder because my friend Janet Coker gave me that. Isn't she precious? Janet made that for me, and I love her. She's my favorite needle minder so far of any that I have. So that tells you a little bit about those two whips that I have coming up. Next thing I want to talk about are new starts. Believe it or not, I've shown you Bewitching, that was a new start, and I mentioned the Nativity, and that's going to be a new start. And I'll put a picture in of the pattern here because I don't have anything to show you yet, but I'll insert a picture here of the pattern. My other new starts that I had for this past month was the gift that I'm making for my winter exchange, and my partner in that is named Jessica. Hi, Jessica. And so I can't show that because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I've started that process. And also I had to do the ornament for the ornament exchange for my November retreat, and that was a new start in the month of September and was also a finish in the month of September. So once that is gifted in November, I'll show you pictures of that. So let's review goals. Goals for September, I mentioned the 6 sals, and I actually completed 7, which was wonderful. And one of my goals was to finish the final piece for my sister's Christmas present. I did that, and I shared that in one of my videos, sort of the grouping of things that I was doing for her. So in the future, I will show you the whole set again, but would probably wait and do that after it's gifted. And then the other goal I had was to locate some postcards for my postcard pal, because believe it or not, I'm having a hard time finding postcards. So if you have any sources for postcards that you like to frequent and purchase, let me know. So let's talk about plans for October. I'm going to begin October on the 1st, participating in 4 sals at once. I had mentioned 2 earlier, but there's actually 4 that I'm in on the 1st. There's a Bap and Smalls with Stitch Mania. It's a month-long sal, and since I'm going to be working on all these whips anyway for the year of whips, it fits that I would be able to work on Baps and Smalls for Stitch Mania. So I get to participate in both of those. I'm excited about that. The CSAD Holiday Sal that has to be the new project starts on the 1st, and that's what I'm starting my Nativity for. I mentioned the year of whips, and of course I'm going to continue through with my Smoky Mountain Christmas Sal until I finish my piece. So that's 4 sals that I will be in on the 1st, which means I don't have to put stitches in Smoky Mountain Christmas on the 1st because I'm doing that in a rotation. But I will have to put stitches in the Nativity, so that's probably the one I'll be working on the 1st. October 18th through the 31st is the All Hallows Eve Sal with cross stitch finish line, and that's what I'm going to be working on Bewitching for, and that's the time frame that I'll be working on Bewitching, is during that time I'll have her in my rotation. Then I've got October 7th through 9th, and the 21st through the 23rd are both weekend rushes with the finish line, cross stitch finish line. And then on October 26th is my ABCs. We're working on letter E with cross stitch finish line, and I'm gonna again work on the children's garden. And then on October 31st, I have to send a progress picture of what I'm stitching for my winter gift exchange to the moderator, who's also named Jessica, but not my partner, Jessica, that I'm working with, to let her know that we're making progress stitching on the gift that we're to give our person. So that's 8 sales in the month of October. I must be losing my mind. I'm just having such fun with these sales. Anyway, I've had to start using a planner to keep up with my stitching, just to map out what I'm going to stitch when, on what day. And I think with my year of whips, that'll be real important, because I would like to touch all 10 whips every month if I can. And as I finish one, you know, those numbers will go down, and that'll be awesome. So that is my September update and my plans for October. And I hope so much that some of you who maybe have been on the fence about joining those sales will think about it. I have also in the last week joined another challenge, and it has been put together by Stephanie, Mrs. Oh So Crafty, and it is coming up in January. So be thinking about it if you might be interested in joining us. It's Stitching from Stash. You're allowed to set a budget from $0 to $25, and you give her your budget and she puts it in a spreadsheet, and you have to report in every month on what you've spent. Are you in the black or are you in the red? But she's got all of the particulars written out, and you actually can get credit for your finishes throughout the year, and that gives you get to subtract that from your expenses, so that makes your budget more in line. And I do believe she's got prizes in mind at the end for those who finish within their budget. But I think it'll be great fun. And I felt like doing my year of whips that's running from October 1st through the end of 2017 was a great pairing for stitching from stash and working within a budget, because all I should need in the next year would be what I need to replenish threads or fabric for what I've used out of my stash for the things I've been working on. I think they go hand in hand really well. So I hope that you are all enjoying your cross stitching as much as I am, and I hope that you have a fabulous stitchy day. Bye.